Hey guys, we're back with another episode of the Anti-Fragile Lifting Club. This week, I am joined by two of my friends, Max Grossman, Ethan Burgee, two guys that I have worked with at a past job, past gym. Two of the smartest trainers I know. I've learned a lot of great stuff from them, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys today. Max, Ethan, thanks for being here. What do we have on the docket for today?
Got a 4x5 back squat, some block pull stiff legs, and then walking lunges. Then maybe some upper body stuff, whatever we can get to.
Easy enough. Max, you're in charge of warm up. I feel like you got some good funky stuff. We'll get the spine moving around a little bit and then jump into it.
Yeah, let's wiggle. Yeah, if you're not dancing with a barbell, what are you doing to warm up?
Okay, let's see. Let's get some rack action here.
Max, you might have you ever seen Tasha Louie?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah,
Dude,
I have.
the barbell stuff that she does, like the spinny stuff.
She's like, the barbell might not bend, but I will.
Like,
it's
some
intense.
of this business where she's like doing all of this, like her wrists and stuff. And I'm like, she's tiny too.
She is not big.
I'm
She's
that's crazy.
she seems like a very strong, almost concerningly bendable person if she wasn't so strong.
Yeah.
Like, it's which is really cool. Yeah, no, I forgot about her, honestly. Now that we live in the world of a discovery-based algorithm, I quite literally forgot that she existed, which is rude of me. But
I like, and it sounds kind of rude, but people who are stronger than they look, you know, are interesting.
yeah.
Zach Moves Mass. Do you know that guy?
No, I don't.
So there's this guy called Zach Moves Mass, and he's a decent power lifter, like intermediate, competitive, and he's got a pretty good deadlift.
Nice.
And every time he posts a video of him deadlifting, people are like, "How does a guy that looks like you, and like that's
No, I think I have seen him.
That's so rude. Though.
He's like deadlifting like the 600s or 700s or something, and just whatever.
He leans into it though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll just do I'll do about 5 twists each way, and I just try to, by the end of the reps, I'll sometimes do more, but I start to get a little more like, rip it faster, slow it down, aggressive kind of speed by the end of it. This is also to clear space so that people just stay the fuck away. No, I'm just kidding.
Ideally, you would take the bar to the right in front of the dumbbell rack.
Yeah. Yes. And then I hit the probably Chinese Olympic weightlifting side bend.
Just please don't chuck my barbells.
Yeah. Don't throw the barbells down. And then after that, I usually do like a weighted elephant walk. People call these elephant walks. I just think they're like tush jiggles.
Tush jiggles.
After those, then I get hit the bendy wendy. I don't have like an exercise that I'm like, everybody needs to do this, but I really drink the Kool-Aid of the bendy wendy, which is just like a snatch grip cat-cow, and then some rack stuff, whatever feels like your upper body needs it. Do you, are you going on like percentages or anything, or what's?
It is
just
purely feel.
Yeah.
With a little bit of historical context. So, I mean, it's not purely, it's RPE, which is definitely weird coming from a CrossFit background, because that's like all percentage.
Thanks, Alec.
Technically what it should be is it's a 4x5 resting as needed and ascending to an RPE 9.
Nice.
By the final set.
I see. Alec, is there any part of you that feels like you're compromising your...
Like for me, it's basically just been
either.
Try to start 10 pounds heavier than the week prior.
Yeah.
And just go from there.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then in the next block, we've been keeping it very simple, but next block will be like 4x4, 4x3. We had pauses that went 4, 3, 2, and...
How long does it take you to get through your 4x5? Are you a like rest 10 minutes between sets kind of guy? Or?
Like 5 minutes between. Nothing too wild.
Yeah.
But about 5 minutes and the timer starts ticking where I'm like, especially if I'm lifting during class, where they're like, every 2 minutes for 5 rounds, we're doing a 10 rep back squat. And I'm like, I've done 5 reps in the last 5 minutes. One thing CrossFit will do is make you a very fast lifter. And then you take that time between and you're like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. Do you fill in the gaps? Like, do you fuck around with anything during the 5 minutes, or just sit and stare at the bar?
It's honestly usually just like trim the video to send to my coach so I don't have to do it later.
There you go.
And then fix whatever I'm seeing in the video, or try to. If anything's super tight, I'll like address that. So if I'm like, oh, my hips are feeling it or whatever.
I remember I inherited a client from you at Lifetime, and looking through her old programming, there was like, I think the Prescript model you were using for like skill acquisition. Like
Oh yeah, that's very much Killian's stuff, but I think Prescript talks a lot about it too. I don't know, I guess if there's a chicken or egg there, but I got that from Killian for sure, where it's like, yeah, basically like cognitive associative autonomous, and or just like think hard at the beginning, think very little at the end, because who wants to try to think really hard at the end of their workout? So like if you're trying to get them to do better at something, do it early, because they're probably not going to be able to work as hard because they just don't have the skill to work hard.
You know what I love about a lot of models like that is I feel like when you describe it, sometimes it's like, well, yeah, no shit. Like that's kind of how it makes sense.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to say the no shit thing like out loud and break it down.
Yeah.
Because then you realize you're like, some of the things I'm doing actually don't make sense.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's a good like judge of, am I full of shit with my clients? Because if they look at you and you're like, yeah, you're like, okay, good. I didn't want you to be confused by that. Like, I think the more you're blowing your client's mind, the more complicated you're making things without maybe needing to, right?
Yeah.
Like, which is funny because the early things are always like, find a light bulb moment, and that's how you're gonna sell your client. You're like, okay, well, how much was that just bullshit?
I'm often reminded of how simple a lot of fitness stuff is when I have someone I'm working with who has zero fitness background, has never worked with a coach. Like, they just stumbled into a gym and like, they're like, teach me.
Yeah.
And we start working out, and it's like, it just makes sense. Like, things click right away.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been confused by like all the random shit out there.
Right.
It's like people who have worked with like 12 different coaches, 2 different chiropractors, gone to physical therapy.
Yeah.
You like try to explain something, and they're like, well, what about this and this? And I'm like, oh God.
Right. You're like, where does your knee hurt? And they're like, my left lateral MCL with a, and you're like, well, for starters, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, they were just like, I don't know, man, it just kind of hurts around here. Like, great, we can work with this.
That whole idea of like blow your client's mind, impress them to build rapport by saying the unknown thing, that's just like what we have on social media now. It's just, you don't even have to say it to anyone in particular. You can just say it without any context whatsoever. And you can be like, this is true. And everyone's like, wow, that's so different than anything I've ever heard. You're like, I know, I made it up. It's like completely nonsense. It's a great way to get people to think you know your stuff if you say it authoritatively, I suppose.
As Alec casually takes another 45-pound jump.
Alec jumps fast.
You probably know what you're doing more than I do.
Well, Alec, was the last time you back squatted with me, which was the last time you back squatted in like
That's not helping Max
8
when he
months or
inevitably
something.
outsquats us.
This is back squat number 2 in the last year plus.
in. That's perfect. And then Alec was like, well, I guess I'll just squat with max squats, but just a little heavier than that. And just
I'm very good at machine, like I've been doing all machine-based squats, like very quad biasy stuff.
Oh, you've been ripping it.
And so quad strength feels really good. And last time we barbell squatted, my groin got pretty lit up.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not,
Yeah, is that still from the adductor stack incident?
dude. It's been a year and a half since that incident, and my groin is not the same.
Just continually.
Yeah, it's one of those things now where like the discomfort is barely related to the initial incident. It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, this just doesn't feel like it used to feel.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's not so much pain as much as just like, I wish my hips were a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right, though.
Ethan, we're doing like 4 sets of squats today or something, right?
4 by 5, yeah.
I forgot the 5 part. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna do, this is gonna be my first.
Okay, got it.
It's supposed to be 10 to 20 pound jumps in between. But no, I mean, I think it's a good way to like control for intensity too, which is probably the more real answer. Not to throw Kyle under the bus, that was a joke.
Like,
But like,
cut that part out. Yeah.
yeah, but if you're building to a 9, but you only have 10 pounds between every set, you're like, well, I almost started at a 9,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Across 4 sets, it's only a 40-pound jump. So
You
like,
just hope that your feeling of a 9 goes
yeah,
down.
controlling a little more for like, you can really focus in on that one high intensity set at the end. and you're really taking more time to basically use 3 warm-up sets to get there.
Nice.
Or bomb out spectacularly, one of the two.
Hence the nice bumpers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, well, if we do 4, yeah, pretty sure that today then if we do all those work sets, that'll be more leg volume than I do in like a month. That'll be great.
And then we'll stiff leg, and then we'll do at least the lunges are only 2 sets. The kicker though, which I don't know if you guys read in there when I sent it, was it's a 2-minute rest, which might be the most dastardly thing about the whole issue. Is you do your 30 lunges, and you just stare at the clock for 2 minutes going, oh, please, God, no.
That goes
Just
quick.
ticking
Not
down.
another one.
Is that 30 a side or 30 total?
30 total, so that's nice. But
Still
we
terrible,
were at
but
8
yeah.
per side, and I was
Okay.
feeling pretty good about myself.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, watch this. I'm going to give you a third of the weight. Not really,
Man.
but 2/3 of the weight and make you do all the reps.
A really big set of walking lunges, it will be a one and done for me. Like if I get really fired up and want to hit like a PR
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
20 so steps or whatever, then I can convince myself like just gut through it because it's just one set and done.
Right.
But yeah, 2 sets.
It is the nice thing about the timer is that there's not a ton of time to think. Where like if it was untimed or just rest as needed, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'll rest a little, and you just talk yourself out of it by
Yeah.
the end.
I think last time I did like really, really heavy walking lunges, I told myself I was gonna do 2 sets, and I did like 20 some steps, hit a PR, rested a little bit, and then went to do the second set and did like 4 steps and was like, I think I might have a heart attack. Turns out, I think we're good.
Dude, your rep out lunges though are quite literally like you're carrying a small family. Like when you do it, I've seen your lunge face. Like,
I think that
you get the full value from your set of lunges. Where I think
full
most people are
value.
like just warming up basically when they lunge. They just go until like their heart's kind of beating, their legs are burning a little bit, they're like breathing a little louder than they'd like to. And I feel like you're just like, I'm gonna destroy the gym with my lunges.
so.
And then it's over.
This may seem like people watching this are probably like, you complain about stuff all the time, because that's like my Instagram is kind of complaining about stuff. But if I seriously had to pick like my top 3 things in the fitness industry at large that piss me off the most, one of those top 3 is strong people doing like body weight walking lunges. And they'll like squat 4 plates and then they'll be doing walking lunges. And like, you're getting nothing out of that.
Man, that's such a real
Drives
thing.
me nuts. But there's a few big name people that have their little body weight walking lunge thing. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
Well, for what's unfortunate too, though, is then you have people who maybe understand the context and understand like, okay, why someone might go lighter, maybe not in that case, but why someone might go lighter in general. But you have a lot of Gen Pop people who are just like everyday folks who don't know the context. And so all they see is someone who looks big, jacked, and strong, doing something that's pretty low key. And then subconsciously they're maybe extrapolating that to themselves, like that's the intensity I should probably go at.
Yeah.
And then you have thousands and hundreds of thousands of people just underloading themselves when they don't even have time. They work out 3 days a week for like 40 minutes.
To be fair, I do think like body weight walking lunges, split squats, some
Yeah.
of those things, they're tougher than fitness professionals often give them credit for. With,
Totally.
Like someone's first time in the gym, you're just like, all right, we're doing split squats, and they like can barely stand on one leg. You know, especially some of my like senior clients and stuff.
Totally.
But I've had like one of my dudes, he was in his 70s, and we worked up from 0 strength training experience to he was doing body weight walking lunges across the turf
Yeah.
in like 3 or 4 months, you know?
Yeah.
And some like, if this dude is doing body weight walking lunges,
Right.
you know, I feel like most people could load him up a little bit more.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of those things like there's certain exercises, if you do them right, it should genuinely elicit some grumbling.
Yeah.
And there's like a reason the Bulgarian split squat like is one of the most complained about exercises that like I think a trainer will ever hear about from their clients. That's just if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
You know, it should feel like kind of daunting, kind of intimidating. It doesn't have to kill you, but kind of, like a little bit,
Yeah.
just gently.
Ethan, you did your first set at 315, and then,
First set was at 295,
oh
and then
okay.
315,
I feel a little better about that.
which feels like I don't know how to make jumps. But
What are you trying to hit then, like 365?
no, maybe in the day. Oh, that's why I did it. I went a 20-pound jump, and then I went 10s after that last week. That was.
Oh, this is gonna be hard.
I was doing the math on where I would finish versus where I would start.
So like 335, 345?
Yeah.
I alternate like every day because I'm running a lot more right now than I ever have.
Yeah.
And I alternate. Some days I'm like, it's actually going really well. Like I feel great. And then days like this, I'm like, why is this so heavy?
Yeah.
It's like, it could be the running. Could be.
I'm curious, like now that you're like pushing you do your set, then I'll ask you a question.
We should have gotten on the same, like,
This is a recording
we
device.
should have gotten on the same timer.
Here we go.
Oh,
We
yeah.
should have all started our sets together.
All right.
All right, I'm
I'll
gonna
leave it
wait.
here.
That was just my first work set.
You've done one work set.
One, yeah.
Okay, well, let's all do work set 2 together.
Okay, work set 2, we're doing
We're
together.
gonna go together.
I'm gonna need the emotional support anyway. Like this is important. Yeah, for sure. Well, actually, you were gonna do 2, but no. Okay, I see.
Okay, yeah.
So my question was basically, as you're pushing your training and your abilities, your mileage, are there any moments that you've had where you start to think back on like things you've posted or things you've said, stances you've had, where you're like, this needs to be updated as you find yourself pushing into your own like new next level?
I don't make mistakes.
No. No, I was just kidding. Because I think about when you posted essentially about like the willingness to train with sore legs, train with tired legs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is like, it's unavoidable for what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And you can also say, no, I was right the whole time. You can say that too.
It's a good question. I feel like it's more subtle. Like there's definitely things that I thought a long time ago, and I'm like, that was way off.
Yeah.
But like in more recent history, it's just like subtle tweaks of like, maybe I should emphasize this a little bit more than I had been.
Yeah.
Or maybe that stance was like a little bit too strong.
Sure.
As opposed to being like, this idea I had just 3 years ago is completely wrong.
Right.
Like I feel like if I was still making those like huge categorical errors, I'd be like, okay, I gotta check myself if I'm that wrong that often.
I feel like that's the pursuit of expertise and like athlete-based awareness. You just keep circling the drain. You just get closer and closer. You're never like there, but you're definitely like closer than you've ever been. And then you just innately like iterate your way closer through time and experimentation. So that makes sense that you're not like wildly flipping a stance that you had a few years ago.
Yeah.
Or even recently, I should say.
Yeah, I think, and with the emphasis thing and like, when is this important, when is this important, I think it changes obviously depending on the context and like what you're working on and, and that kind of stuff. But for me, I'm at a point where it's really, really hard right now to like be full tilt, 10 out of 10, every session, every quality, every lift.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that is just like a fitness specific thing and like physiology thing versus just like practicalities of life. And like, there's only so much time and energy in the day and
Right.
not always getting perfect sleep and perfect nutrition. So I've had to be a lot more selective of like what qualities I'm pushing and what exercises I'm pushing. Whereas for the most part, when I talk to people, I'm just like, do all the things. Just do it all. Like, who cares?
It makes you wonder if you were ever that way, where you're like, man, when I had no responsibility, like you just make up reasons as to why when you were like 20.
Yeah.
You're like, I was 10 out of 10 on every workout I did. And you're like, were you though, or are you just too dumb to know that you weren't 10 out of 10?
Yeah, that's a fair point too. But yeah, I usually tell people, I'm just like, well, you can probably do more things than you think you can. But for me personally, I'm at a point where I'm like, I really can't do as many things as I think I can.
Right. Well, you've been willing to explore to that other edge of like, okay, I am actually trying to do all the things, whereas most folks need to be coaxed to that extreme to find that boundary first.
Like my back squat, if I hit even like 75, 80% of what I've historically been able to hit today, I'll be fine with that.
Nice. Proud of you, Alec.
Same.
Okay, we're doing this together, right? We're doing this together?
Yeah.
Ethan, you got that BELT ready?
Yup. You guys gonna?
All right, first one done's the winner.
Oh my God.
Not even close to me.
I'm racing with Alec, good God. Oh. Call it a pacing strategy or call it there's it's just the power bar is just fading. So we gotta go faster. Oh.
Mr. Quality over here.
Oh.
He's gonna get us in the end.
Jesus, Ethan. Nice. Good shit. Oh.
I knew as soon as you said that, I was like, wait, You guys haven't seen me squat in a while, apparently, because
Yeah. It's like some folks,
the
they can't
world's
help but drop
slowest
in.
squatter.
You do the old the 5 singles thing.
That's right.
That's why I love machine squats, because
Yeah.
I can just relax. I'll do a set of 10 that takes like 3 minutes.
Hang out. It looks like quality, but really I'm just trying to figure out how to squat again.
And then I tell people all you need is one good set. And they're like, I'm pretty sure that was like 7 sets.
That was 7 sets. You just never put it back.
But question I have for both of you guys is like core principles, pillars that like you fall back on as staples in either your programming or programming for clients. Are there like boxes that you're always looking to check? Are there systems where you're like designing a program, you're like, I want to make sure, you know, every client has this, this, and this? Like, what's your overarching framework for putting together a workout for yourself or for someone else?
Yeah.
I know it's like a huge question. Basically, hey, tell me how to fitness.
Yeah.
Tell me how fitness works.
How does one fitness? Well, no, that is a really good question. I mean, I think if we live talk it, I'm sure we can kind of bounce around and make sure we all like work our way to mental checkpoints. Ethan, I would love to hear your answer, but one thing I think about is, you know, there's like the idea of like functional bodybuilding, obviously, like where we're like bodybuilding in more the older sense of like capacity, ability, there is aesthetic, but on the whole, one thing that I'm always looking for, and that's in my own programming too, is I always want to be improving my abilities at something. And you could argue, well, you could get better at a biceps curl, and elbow flexion is a real ability, and that's cool and satisfying. I'm trying to get better at that stuff, but I'm also trying to make sure that I'm better at things that look kind of athletic adjacent, that have real world carryover, but also have a lot of impact in terms of loaded strength training, or strength training that's loaded through a stretched range of motion. So someone has a lot of carryover to anything they might do in their everyday life, as well as their training. So that's like the big box for me. So I think of like, we're messaging about like a Zercher deadlift. That to me has a lot of value in like ability-based bodybuilding. I think it's like my starter answer. Yeah. We'll come back to that. I don't even know what I was supposed to answer, but that was just what I was thinking about.
Yeah, you can take it in whatever
Yeah.
direction you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have one of those tenets, which is just like, it's really just two. It's what are they working toward, and be as specific as possible so that we know like what we're chasing. Like I have a client right now who's like pull-ups was a big focus because he could do like maybe one, right? And now we're doing like 6 sets of 2 to 3 on the minute with like a 20-pound dumbbell, right? And it's just like, he's jacked up about it, so we just keep that in, right? Because we just keep pushing the pull-ups. But other than that, it's like, how do you make it exceedingly simple to work hard? And like going back to kind of that like skill acquisition stuff, it's like everybody's main limiter is they get done with a thing and they're like, that was pretty tough. And I'm looking at it going like, I know what tough is. Generally, right? And like that didn't look tough because your last rep moved the same as your first rep. So it's like, how do you find ways to like sneak in intensity? And that usually just means like external support and, you know, more base of support under your center mat. Like I know you love like the single leg RDLs and stuff, and I do too, but that's probably not where I start a client, right? Because they're just gonna fall over. They have no means for intensity because they're just so worried about the skill. So it's really that. It's like, how do we chase whatever they're chasing, but also then how do we basically give them what they need just while making them think they're getting what they want type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do I make you work hard?
In the real world, I feel like working with clients, there's just like sillier reasons and stuff like why they will or won't push hard in certain circumstances. It'll be like a really complex exercise that they are fired up about, like, I don't know, a muscle up progression or something, and someone's like fired up about muscle ups, and they just like are sending it, you know, like throwing their hips as violently as possible, you know. Whereas other people, like, they just are not very enthused about sitting on a leg press machine, and I'm like, come on, you got like 3 more, and they're like, nah, you know.
That's I think that's a very fair point of like, I probably noticed that more at Lifetime, where you're just like, like you're making a scene on the fitness floor, screaming at this person as they're like, boop. And you're like, okay, well, that was not RPE 10 at all.
2%
You're like, look at the sheet, it's 10. And like, how do I describe this to you? But they're just like, that's all the intensity I got. But yeah, their 45-pound back squat, they're like killing themselves because they're jazzed up about that, you know? So it's like, there is the knowing the individual a little bit, but like I said, I think for me too, that's that being here, right? Like more often than not, people are limited by like skill of something because we have so little means for external support. But
when I'm thinking of programming, for better or worse, for my demographic, I'm very much thinking about that juggle between enthusiasm and efficacy. Because as you can imagine, I can provide a program that's, quote, very efficacious on paper. But if my client is not enthused whatsoever to push, then it's just dead in the water. And so to what Ethan was talking about with like skill acquisition, it's one thing to acquire the objective, tangible skills, and it's another thing to have someone who's even willing to or interested in pushing themselves to develop those skills. And one of those skills being intensity, right? Like so many folks don't have the enthusiasm to suffer in a leg press, for example. And so that's something I'm always kind of trying to juggle for better or worse, which is like, what would be cool? You know, what would be cool to that person? And I'll literally ask them too, like, hey, we're mapping out the next quarter, the next 6 months. You wake up 3 months from now, what would be cool? Where would you be excited to be with your fitness? And sometimes I just need them to spell it out for me, you know, because sometimes I will try to guess and I'll put things together that I think are cool, and then I find out they freaking hate it. And so I'm always trying to account for that as well. So honestly, abilities, and then for my folks, very much like what's gonna drive that enthusiasm, where I'll shape it and I'll curate, but for the most part, I'm generally thinking about what will get them excited to actually open up the app, do their next workout, keep moving things forward. Which I know you guys are always thinking about too, but I realize as I'm talking, that's probably one of the biggest drivers for me as far as picking and choosing.
I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel like so many coaching problems can be solved by literally just talking to your client about the thing.
Yes.
And I feel like so many coaches want to be like, they just want to like show up with this magic solution.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like just talking to your client and be like, hey, here's the problem, here's what we need, like what do you think is gonna work for you in the situation?
Yeah.
Because we need to get here. A lot of times the client will do the work for you and they'll be like, oh, like, and this, I would be fired up about doing this. You're like, great, we're gonna do that.
Yes.
You know? But I think so many coaches, like, they wanna be the person with all the answers, and so they don't have enough of those conversations.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like really easy. You're like struggling. You're like, I just don't know how I could get my client to do this.
Totally.
Just ask him.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, being the authority doesn't mean you can't ask.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing that I for sure had when I was like coming into training. I had insecurity around, you know, I want to impress this person. I want to blow their mind and just be like,
you're
wow.
so worried that if you ask like, you having fun?
Right.
They know, you're like, oh shit.
Right,
And it's
what
gonna-
do we
it's
do?
Like it's gonna send them into this cataclysmic spiral of like, wait a minute, I hate this trainer, and you're gonna lose the client.
Right.
It's like,
There's just this horrible catastrophizing. They've been working with you for 1 week, and you're like, it's all gonna fall
yeah, all
apart.
because they didn't like one exercise you put in. So you like never ask for any sort of feedback and things.
Totally.
But, like that's been super helpful, especially clients you don't see. Like I don't do a ton of nutrition, but the ones that I have worked specifically on nutrition stuff with, we just have a feedback tab. So like every week they fill the stuff out that they're supposed to fill out regarding nutrition, but it's also like, is this still easy to follow? Are you seeing the progress you want? How is your energy? Like a whole thing. And you just give them drop-down menus of like high, medium, low, or whatever you want to fill in.
Yeah.
And if you're seeing anything that's yellow or red, you immediately address it in the next one before any nutrition talk. So you're like, well, hey, it's not easy for you anymore, or it's not fun anymore. Your energy's dipping. Like all of that is a problem, because you're not going to follow the plan. To your point about having fun with exercise or nutrition or whatever it is, you're not going to follow it if it sucks. So it's like, well, how do we make this work within what you enjoy doing or like managing to do? And there's, you know, things and stuff. But for most clients, it's not like, well, you have a bodybuilding show in 4 weeks. It's supposed to suck. I don't know. Like,
So I know we have lunges is like one of our last exercises today, but
yeah.
I noticed this pattern. This was years ago, where like I'd have some sort of like lunge or split squat at the end of someone's workout, and I kept getting these notes of like, ran out of time for lunges today. I'm like, huh, that's interesting.
Every time.
That's happened every time.
It's so weird.
Right. I saw you
Everyone
foam
just
roll-
runs out of time when there's lunges at the end of the
I saw
workout.
you
It's
foam
crazy.
rolling for 45 minutes before you left the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so great.
I'm like, what if we just move those up in the workout? You know, then that's not gonna be an option. But that reminds me of like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the psychological principle of like, with people's memory, remembering an experience, they'll remember like the bookends.
Oh yeah.
And maybe like a peak, like they'll remember how something started, they'll remember how something finished, and maybe like some extreme moment from the middle. But like a lot of other stuff kind of gets like lost in recollection. And so I think if you can start a session on a high note and end the session on a high note, they're gonna have a better experience with like exercise overall. Like give them something fun to start the session, and then put one of their favorites at the end. So like one of my clients, she loves arms. It's funny, she's like a woman in her 60s.
Yeah.
And she loves ripping arms.
Totally.
And like we finish with buys and tries every session, you know? Because then she's excited. She's like, it's always like getting to the end. She's like, can we hit arms now? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna hit arms now.
Was it Susan? Who's the lady that you trained for forever at? Like, is it not the same lady?
No. Who do you think that's? You might be thinking of Nancy in her 70s.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
got a
Nancy
couple
though, oh man,
badasses.
so many stories about Nancy. Shout out Nancy.
Sorry, full interruption on you.
She's like in her 70s, but man, like she knows how to push a set to failure. It was crazy.
Damn.
I love that. I have people that are in their 30s, and I'm like, dude, you have like 7 more in the tank.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
almost want to like buddy them up.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, you're gonna come train with Nancy this week.
Let's go, Max.
Oh yeah. Come on. Oh yeah.
Oh, god damn.
You know what I actually kind of hate about fitness though?
Let's hear it.
Is that like we have this a lot of people have this like glorified like Hollywood understanding of fitness, like Rocky training montage of like if you just work harder, you're gonna get better results.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but up to a point that like today, like you could have done 5 more pounds and it probably would have been worse.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we could do more today and our results would literally be worse. And like to train hard enough is not actually that difficult for a lot of things.
Right.
You know? So then you see this like super hyper motivational stuff and you want to get all fired up, but you're like, I'm actually doing this is about it. This is it.
Yeah, I literally tell my clients, don't be a hero. Like, cause like the reality is like, I don't need you to go big in the moment right now. I need you to just go a bit more on average all the time. Yeah. And that's the thing that most people, myself included, we're human. That's what folks struggle with more. I feel like you are just more likely to be like, well, it feels more epic. It feels more productive to just go really hard today. I haven't worked out in 2 weeks. I'm just gonna go to like 2 classes today and then throw in a cardio session just because I got the time, my calendar's open. But in reality, just 5% more, 52 weeks of the year goes so much farther. It's just not sexy.
Dude, like I don't need the Rocky theme or like my heavy dubstep playing like in the moment to get this lift on. I need it like at 5 a.m. when I'm like, I think I just want to go back to bed. It's like, no, let's fucking go. Let's like,
yes. Right, yeah, you just gotta, there are key moments to be a hero, and it's usually not like the max out moment.
Yeah. If anything,
I actually yell at classes all the time about that, where like, this is wildly tangential, but there's like this idea of like more external stimuli is better. Where it's like you're gonna throw the headphones in at like max volume and just blare Slipknot, and it's like, I like that.
Yeah.
But if you do that on set 1, you're gonna be so fried by set 4. So like, especially squats, because those have been the more challenging of my days. It just, just in general, compared to like deadlifts, they don't come as natural. So like I will actually, like we've got it right now. It's not usually until like after my deadlifts and the walking lunges where I'm like, okay, I'll put music on or whatever in the day, because it is just nice to like not have all of that screaming at you. I also lift here all the time too, where their music's normally very loud.
My first exposure to that idea was from back in the day, Ryan Hall, like one of the best, he was the best American marathoner for a long time. And he talked about how on race day, like he would wake up in the morning and just listen to like very relaxing stuff until like he was basically getting in the start corral.
Yeah.
And then he would get hyped up.
Right.
Because he didn't want to like burn through all his adrenaline for the day before the lift even started, You're just jumping to...
I know, I was like, what the fuck? He's just bouncing it up right now.
All right. Cool, I guess. Torn hamstrings, just...
Alrighty. Might as well lift it. All right, Ethan, apparently my brain's already gone. So we're doing how many sets for how many reps?
3
Is there a pause?
sets of 4 reps.
3 sets of 4. Pause, no pause?
Nope, just doing the thing. No pause, no nothing.
No bullshit, all right.
And I'm gonna stop from the floor each time. I guess dead stop is maybe a helpful,
Okay.
but also
Feels heavy today.
you can probably get whatever you want
Yes.
done with it.
Yeah, overgrip the bar, squeeze the quads way too hard at the top. That's how you do it. Okay.
That felt shockingly and disappointingly heavy.
Oh.
You guys ever go in the gym just like getting started? The way like when you pick up your first 45 of the day
Yeah.
and you go to put them in the bar, you can tell immediately sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you just like rip the 45 off the ground. You're like, oh, this is 45 pounds. You know?
What this?
And then other days you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels better than the first set.
See, you just had to warm up.
I was gonna say my second one definitely went better.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah. First set felt terrible. You guys are much stronger pullers than me.
I am a stronger puller than a squatter.
Yes.
I'm not a strong puller.
Very
I'm
much.
stronger at it.
What are you thinking weight-wise, Alec?
Weight-wise on lunges,
For 15 each side for 2 sets?
just probably hundreds.
Well, that's all we have, so yeah, that's the max. Yep.
All right.
I guess we're doing more reps then.
I mean, I'll be in the 70 to 75 pound range probably max.
I don't do lunges often, and so the less I do something, the more I feel like I'm overqualified to do it. So like I don't go
That's true. You
bowling,
might be able to do the
I'm like, I
hundreds
could
because
win.
you have no past experience
I have like no reference,
to
so I'm just gonna do
reference. So
something that
you're
feels
like, well, I'll
hard.
just do that. That's
Well,
a lot of reps for 30, Alec, or a lot
It's
of
one of
weight
those
for
things
30.
like with relative beginners, right? They don't know what they're capable of.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just put on a weight that I'm like, that probably looks heavy, and then I just keep it open-ended, and we just see where it goes.
I did fairly recently. I did 20 steps with 130s.
You're hilarious.
But that's like
Oh,
that's
okay.
the one and done situation where it's like you
Right.
are like, I just got to get through this and I'm going home.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing about knowing you have it in the program, where you're like, well, if I do the 75s this week, I gotta try 80. Like at a certain point,
And
I have to try more.
I program like lunge giant sets
Yeah.
fairly often, and I just like linearly increase the volume for people. Where I'm like, this week you have 30 total steps with the 70s. Next week you have 40 total steps, 50 total steps. And,
Yeah.
like the volume just builds, but you can break it up however you want. Those are pretty gross.
Sheesh. They never feel so heavy until I get like turned around.
Good gravy. All right.
They're in the back. They'll be on the, if you go
He's gotta go
to the
get
right
him.
side of the dumbbell rack, they're probably underneath.
You want to know how no one's using them?
I was gonna say, one of them is probably dusty, because usually if they come out, it's like a single heavy dumbbell snatch.
They're literally in storage. All
Yeah.
right, so I see there's a singular 95. There's a cluster of other lighter ones. You
There
got the
are
singles.
other 95s.
So you actually know what you're getting yourself into, which is why you have 75s. Because I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I'm gonna try to go heavier just for its
Yeah,
own
now
sake.
I feel like I'm going.
Oh man, 30 baby. All right.
I'm like getting concerned just grabbing this. All right.
Jeepers.
Losing the shoe.
Sorry, I blocked you. There we go.
Jesus!
Now I feel like I have to try the 80s, but. Here you go, Alec.
My ass! It burns! Let's go, Alec. Let's go, baby.
In the slippers, no less.
Get that shit.
Let's go.
Whew. Bed Bath & Beyond footwear. Nice work. Good set.
Bed Bath & Beyond footwear.
Oh, nice job. Ah.
See, here's the major issue, is now I'm gonna go up and wait, and then I'm gonna come back next week when I don't have you guys here, and go, I don't have nearly as much motivation or peer pressure.
You know there's like an audio effect in video where the room starts to get muffled? It's happening right now. It's like,
Your blood pressure is so high, your ears are sealed shut.
yeah. Really?
I'm actually very confident I don't know how to brace. I feel like my ears always shut on themselves.
Like, I'm very confident. Like, if I was doing that solo for the first time, I was like, oh, I'll just do some lunges. And you guys weren't here, I would for sure have stopped halfway through. I'd be like, that was sufficient.
My question for you guys that you can answer after your next set of lunges has to do with how we all started training together at a big commercial gym.
Yeah.
Worked together there for years, and we've since parted ways. I'm more online. Max, you're like part online, but you work with a lot of like beginner clients. Ethan's here in the CrossFit gym. So I'm curious how your like coaching processes have shifted. You know, because I kind of know you guys in the commercial gym setting. So I'm just curious if you have like any big picture thoughts, lessons, whatever, on that transition from big commercial gym with a bunch of machines and gym pop clients to whatever you're doing now. Nice job, Eden.
Way to go, Eth. Yeah, dude. It's a good question. I mean, to force myself to be more concise, I'm gonna do it before my set. The gist is that, so I'm all online, which is really interesting, working with primarily, general populace clients, everyday people, and predominantly newer folks. People who are either, nice work, Ethan. People who are either coming back to exercise or they've never consistently exercised. And there are a few things there. One is that one of the things that changed is my perception of myself as a coach. I genuinely thought that I was better than I was. If you were to ask me back when we were all working together, what would you rate yourself? I would have said I'm like a 7. I'm like a 7. And now I'd be like, I think I was like a 5. I think I was, just not nearly as good as I thought I was. And the big thing that working with people virtually and in this domain has forced me to do is I can't rely upon my crutches. I'd like to think I have a charming personality. I would do certain things in person that make the experience really rewarding. But as far as what I could get for people results-wise, it just wasn't the standard that I feel like it should have been. And so when I removed myself from the ability to use my crutches in person, I had to elevate my standard a lot as a coach. And the biggest thing was systems, and really for myself, how do I make results super predictable, unsurprising, and then how do I almost systematize motivation for the person who has struggled with motivation long-term?
Yeah.
So for me, that's meant building more efficient processes of programming, behavior change, and even my own curriculum, like how I build skills for people. That's been the biggest thing. It's how do I make it so repeatable, yet individualized to the person? And I've really enjoyed that mental challenge. Where, to be honest, before, I think I just kind of shied away from it.
Yeah, no, it's super interesting because it's not that online coaching is not still a human interaction.
Right.
But you lose the babysitting element and these people are just here to hang out element. It's like you're either getting them results or you're not, and they're gonna quit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, yeah, I think in a lot of ways you learn a lot about coaching in person that you can't online. But online, like you said, there's not as many crutches. It's like you have to be really good, really effective in a shorter timeline, or people are gonna move on, get bored, whatever.
Yeah. It's like mailing someone a meal.
The meal has to be really good. You can't rely on the vibe of the restaurant or the rapport of the server. The meal has to be great.
Yeah.
There's no way around that. And you can have like little touches around it to make it more human.
You write a note.
Right, you write a
Thanks
note
for
for
your
sure.
order.
And I would say too that working with folks fully virtually asynchronously has forced me to step up my communication too, right? You do have that challenge of how do I connect with someone when we're just messaging back and forth on a regular basis. And that's actually been a really rewarding puzzle. And now that I personally feel like I found my vibe with it and how I want to do it, it's super fun. So I really like it. I didn't think I would like it. I didn't think I would, but I actually really love it.
Yeah. How about you, Ethan? I'm gonna do my set.
Yeah. We're gonna listen as the room blacks out.
Uh,
Yeah, you were in the middle of your set.
You remember the question? Yeah, anything that you do differently, or like lessons you've taken with you from the corporate gym, just anything you want to ramble on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is community, and it helps have folks like Max, our owner over here, and the community. Hello. Yeah, there's a lot tighter knit community, I think, which makes it easier to, if the end goal is to help people, like if you know all those people, it's a much easier connection point than, just trying to maybe see the person who's doing some squat that is probably not good for them or whatever it might be. Yeah. Like it's harder to offer that person advice when they're like, hey man, just go away, because you don't know them.
Yeah.
Where you get a lot more hands-on. I think in smaller knit communities, and I think you guys have done that. Like obviously you with your like online presence and Instagram, feels like you have maybe a better handle on touch points than you ever would have with people at Lifetime, even though it's that much more vast. So I think that's one like maybe not talked about version. I'll let you guys do your lunges if you want, instead of trying to talk at you as you go.
Keep going.
But yeah, I think then to some of other Max's point, yeah, there is a lot less crutch than just being like, oh, there's always people, right? So like every touch point has to be like fairly quality, which I think is probably some of the confidence that comes with leaving a big box gym.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be like 50 new members that just walk in the door next time.
I think my glutes are saying not to do the second half of set 2.
I got my calf training in yesterday, standing on a ladder, putting up Christmas lights. Legitimately, one of my calves is a little sore.
Ultimate shoulder burn.
There's nothing I hate more overhead than house projects. Nothing I hate more than house projects overhead.
Nothing makes you feel less in shape than like hanging a shower curtain or some shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God. How's the progress on your 5-minute mile coming?
I mean, I honestly haven't. It's just been mileage that I've been trying to accumulate. So I went 50 days straight of at least a mile a day. Then I went duck hunting for a weekend, so I ended that. But now I might try to push back to like more quality miles and or like higher volume miles and more days off in between instead of just like every day being a mile.
I feel like we hit like a whole bunch of things from dark philosophy to like working with people and coaching.
Didn't touch on any Camus quite yet. But
I did. No, that was nice. I'm gonna be feeling these legs probably until next Sunday.
Yeah,
it's just like
that was sick. Thanks for hanging, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.